Hello my friends, and welcome to a video where I'm going to be sharing all the book series that I'm currently reading. And I feel like this number is not as embarrassing now as it was like 4 months ago. Approximately 4 months ago, I decided to do my best to work on finishing some series. I've been a little bad, notorious. My 11-year-old is on my case. With starting series and not continuing them, even if I like them. Like, for some reason, for me, after the first book, I really struggled to finish a series, and I don't like that about myself, so it's something I've been working on. Since then, I have DNF'd a few series. I have completed series. Oh, Tolkien does not want to be here. He doesn't want to hear about it. More like he doesn't like it when I close the door, and I have to close the door because otherwise it gets too loud. We'll be back. Brief cat interruption as happens. So I have DNF'd 9 series since I have started this project. I have completed 7 series, and there are a number of series that I'm like waiting for the next book in. And according to my list, I'm currently reading 27 series. This might not be 100% up to date, but there's a couple series I'm not sure if I'm going to, if like one book was enough, like if I'm actually reading the series. So we'll say this list is accurate for now. Before we dive into all the series that I'm currently reading, I wanted to give a shout out to this video sponsor, which is Ana Luisa. I have worked with them in the past, you guys, and I really love Ana Luisa's jewelry. I have sensitive skin, and you'll notice in my videos, I wear their earrings a lot. So right now I'm wearing their ocean earrings, which are cool because they are 2 different kinds of earrings. They're different, they're complementary. I like them. And I'm wearing the Lucy bracelet. Their jewelry does not bother my skin. It does not break my bank, and it looks good. So right now, Ana Luisa is having their biggest sale of the year with Black Friday, and you can use my link to get 30% off of your purchase. I will have my link in the description, which will take you to their site. They're currently having a 30% off sale, so definitely don't miss out and get the deal while you can. One of the things that I really like that they've done since the last time I got stuff from them is they've changed their packaging, and they come in these climate neutral certified boxes, which are great because they're just little cardboard boxes. They don't take up a lot of space, and you know, it's not killing the climate. So thanks to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video. Okay, on to my list of the 27 series that I'm currently reading. This video is for me a little bit of an accountability project. I want to re-look at this list in, I don't know, at least 6 months and a year from now, and have made this list smaller. Sure, I know I'll be starting new series, but I want to make sure I'm just not constantly starting a new series and never finishing any. These books are in no particular order, I don't think. It's just how I made the list at the time. So the first one is Glass and Steel. I have only read the first book, and that is The Watchmaker's Daughter. I actually listened to that while we were moving, while we were driving here. So this is a decently long series, I think, so that'll take me a little while. Really, my plan is to finish the books the series that I've got only a few left first, try the snowball effect, try to get some done, and then I can work on the longer ones. I have The Remnant Chronicles. I think that's a trilogy, so I think I have 2 books left, plus I own the prequel, so 3 books there, I guess. We've got The Secrets of Ormdale. This is on my 40 before 40 list, so my plan is to read them all in the next 18 months. I think the books get significantly thicker, but I think the first 1 or 2 that I have left to read are decently sized. Then we've got the Turum Archive. This is a fantasy steampunk story. I've only read the first book so far, but the second book has been on at least 1 TBR of mine. I have been meaning to finish it before Christmas, or start it and finish that second book before Christmas, and then I think there's another 2 books that are out already. Defy the Night, I think, is that the title of the first book? I think the second one is Destroy the Dawn. I enjoyed the first one. I don't own the second one. I think that's why I'm dragging my feet on that, but definitely plan on finishing that. Quite a few of these ended up on my 40 before 40 list. One of them is Wax and Wane. So I have books 2, 3, and 4. I think that's how many there are left on there. And my problem there is I don't own book 2, but I own books 3 and 4. I just need to put a hold from the library on book 2 so I can continue on. Mrs. Polifax. Oh, definitely want to complete the series, but also don't want to ever be done with her. She's so much fun. But I think I have books 8 through 14 left at this point. Then we've got Mrs. Jeffries. She is kind of comparable to Mrs. Polifax, but not as feisty or as fun. She's a maid that helps this inspector without him knowing that she's helping him with his cases. I wish he was a little bit more in the know. I'm not the biggest fan of the, like, you know, Inspector Gadget kind of feel, and that's a little bit of what I get with this series, but it's been good enough that I want to continue. Pat of Silverbush. This is the last book that it's a duology, so I only have one book to read there. The Celestial Kingdom, book 2, I don't remember what it was called. I have book two left, and then there are Tales of the Celestial Kingdom, which I think are short stories. So I could mark it as done after I read the one book, or I could go on and read the short story collection too. I think this is the book, the first one, Daughter of the Moon Goddess, I think is the title. That is the book that I credit last fall for getting me into fantasy. Then I've got Dead City. This is a middle grade science fiction series with zombies. I only have one left. Shouldn't take me long. Restoration. I think this is Terry Blackstock's series. Honestly, I can't remember if I have 1 or 2 left. It's a 4-book series. Children of the Consortium. I have 1 book left. At this point, I was wondering if I should read it in January. I was thinking of reading it for my Read Your Bookshelf Challenge book because the prompt is beauty, and that might be the one for it. I've got the Unwind series by Neil Shusterman. I read book 1 quite a while ago. It's a dystopian, YA dystopian series. Quite enjoyed it, but also have never really thought about it much to finish it, but I want to. 17 here is Electra McDonnell, which I'm actually reading book 4 right now. It's on my shelf over there. So I have book 4, and then book 5 is the last one, and I've got the ARC out for that. So by the time this goes up, I should be finished reading book 4 and only have 1 left. The Queen's Rising. I've talked about this one a few times because I only have 1 book left there as well. Definitely need to finish off these series where I only have 1 book left. Maisie Dobbs. Okay, this one's overwhelming. I'm on book 3, and I kept book 3. It's on my shelf. There's 20-ish in the series, and I recently unhauled the rest of them because they were kind of making me feel anxious because it's just so many books to read, and I do want to read them eventually, but I felt like they were staring at me on my shelf and they were judging me. Supernatural Investigations. I don't remember what series that is either. Supernatural Investigations. Put it up. I don't know. I can't remember. The Missing. Oh, this is Margaret Peterson Haddock's series. I actually think I might not finish that series. I really want my 11-year-old to read it. It starts out with this kid that's adopted that gets a letter and says, you weren't actually adopted. And then the end of the book goes like sci-fi, but I feel like to say exactly how is spoilery. And then I think the rest of them go in that science fiction vein. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna read it. The Agency Files. This is by Shatona. I don't remember how many I have left. I've read a couple, but I know I have a few more left. There's the Lord Peter Wimsey series, which I've gotten a little bit of flack on for not continuing. I've only read the first book, but I own more, so I should continue them. Then we've got the Space Trilogy by C.S. Lewis. This one I 100% know I am dragging my feet on because I did not love book 1. And I feel like maybe I should have, and other people have, and I feel like in some ways it's a series I want to love, and I didn't. And they get longer. The first book was short, and it already wasn't a fun time for me. So I just need to get it done. There's only 2 books left. The Patrick Bowers series, so I've now read the prequel and the first book. I own book 2, and then I'm going to decide if I'm continuing it or if I'm done with the series. A series of unfortunate events. We started these in our homeschool years ago, and then like we often do in our homeschool, one or another kid will just continue on, and meanwhile I only got like the first, I can't remember if I read the first 3 books or the first 4, but I definitely know I have more left. I thought about doing trying to like read the entire series of unfortunate events in a week kind of thing. That seems like a lot though, we'll see. Oh, and then the last, no, not the last one. There's 29 series on my list. I forgot about that. I started another subsection. Okay, the last one on the one list here is Caraval. That series. Actually, don't know what the name of that is either. But I've read book 1 and there's 3 books in the series, so I've got 2 left. And then I had a section that said newly started since this challenge. One of them is Her Darkest Secret. I have 2 books left in that trilogy, and the second one's actually waiting for me at the library right now, so I am gonna go pick that up tomorrow and probably cruise through that as fast as possible. And then I own book 3 on my Kindle, so I might breeze through that as well. By the time this video goes live, I might even be done both of those. Probably not, but possibly. And then the Marlowe Murder Club is one that I started. It's just another like elderly person mystery series, and I enjoyed that. I guess I also, yeah, I have started some more. They are not currently on the list because I haven't decided if I'm continuing them or not. Sometimes I'm okay with just ending the series at 1 book. To me, not every book needs to be a series. One that I'm thinking about is a possibility is The Secret Book and Scone Society, whatever that series is called, assuming I didn't write it down. I think I might continue with that. Book 1 was good enough that I'll give another one a try. And then, yeah, I'm waiting for the next book in a number of series, one of which is the Stormlight Archive, but it's not out as of filming this, and it won't be out as of posting this. It will be in a couple days, but you know, as soon as you get a like whatever 1400 page book on the list, it's gonna instantly make it feel like a lot more daunting. So that's where I'm at right now. Books I'm waiting for, series I finished, and this is just something I want to like work on really hard over the next year, and then continually work at finishing series in a relatively short time frame if they're already out. I used to do that as a kid. I used to just like, you know, breeze through an entire series. And then as an adult, I think I've wanted, when I like books, I want to drag them out a little bit, especially because I want to remember like, oh, did that happen in book 1 or did that happen in book 2? If I read them too close together, I forget. But I also just want to be able to immerse myself in worlds that I'm enjoying. So for that reason, it's fun to just read a series really quickly. I have those 2 sides warring, but I would like to at least be intentional with making progress in series that I'm starting and finishing these series that have been on my list for quite some time. I would love to hear if you guys keep a series list. Like, how long is it? Are there series from like multiple years ago that you are still trying to complete, like mentally know that you want to complete? Are you really good at just going through a series at a time? I know some people won't start reading a series until the last book is about to come out. I definitely see the advantage to that. I'm not that kind of person at this point, but I could see myself being one eventually. So let me know how you guys approach series. Maybe it will help me in my quest to finish all of these. And thanks to Ana Luisa for sponsoring this video. Remember, they're having a huge sale right now, up to 30% off, and you can click the link in my description to head to the site and see the great deals.